Hey there, welcome back to Sea Power. We are doing a very intense, complex scenario with the Red Storm arsenal. That means you're going to see all sorts of aircraft as well as carriers, such as this Orel 2, that you might have never seen. We're going to have lots of different weapons, and we are currently using quite a few of them to engage the island of Malta and all of its defenders as well as offenders, because the island of Malta has been not our friend. And they've been shopping around. That's why we're getting engaged by a couple of Kinder-class cruisers, as well as a Belknap and a Garcia, and an Adams. These are all Maltese ships. To make matters worse, they have a whole lot of radar stations, as well as surface-to-air sites guarding the place. Some of them I have already hit, but of course some of those radars are still active. The aircraft carrier itself has also come under attack. There is one harpoon that I know of still coming my way. Ideally, we will shoot this down before it becomes a problem. And I'm going to tell these guys to go after it. I have found these AAMs, these AA-12s, to be remarkably capable missiles. Actually, much more so than I expected. Most of the time when you shoot an anti-air missile or an air-to-air missile at something like a missile, like a Tomahawk or an AS-13, sorry, an SSN-13 or an SSN-12 or an SSN-19, it doesn't work, doesn't hit. These things hit a lot. So that's a very, very welcome change. Now the aircraft carrier is going to be busy taking on much of the aircraft that it's launched. I still have plenty left, and I'm very much intending to keep both parts of the flight deck operational. I'm not sure if the carrier can do that, though, so that's a test. What I want to do is send up a couple more seed birds, which I think is the Typhon. We're going to send out flights of 2, because the flight of 4, I think, was a slight overkill. This is going to give me a couple of AS-12s? Kilters? Those are very capable at defeating enemy radiation. So radar sites, beware. And they're also extremely long-ranged. We have intercepted it. There we go. Orlan 10. My man, well done. Now we're going to start shooting down some SH-2Fs, aka Sea Sprites. We still have a medium contact here. Refuses to comply. Alright then. Oh! They're empty. That doesn't bode well, because that probably means there are already missiles in the air. So we might be seeing a problem coming in from there. Now I have missiles outbound. These are SSN-22As, heading to these two different Kindas. One of them has already taken a hit to the radar. You can see the ship is a bit scorched. Hopefully that'll keep them quiet. The other one is perfectly functional, but they have already used a bunch of their surface-to-air missiles to intercept some of my missiles. That was the anti-radiation missiles that I sent after them, so maybe they don't have that much left. And I'm going to try and get some of these missiles to eliminate these Kindas, so that I can also operate my aircraft a little bit more freely here. In the meanwhile, we're searching for a submarine or two, because I believe there were submarines reported in the zones 1 and 2, so that's why I have some sonobuoy droppers out there. We got vampires. Oh, bloody hell. Can we stop this, please? Those, shit. Those anti-ship missile sites still have weapons. Damn it. Okay. I was rather hoping that they wouldn't be doing that, but no joy. They're still actively launching additional missiles at me. So we're going to have another flight of, what, like 12 Tomahawks coming this way? Because they seem to launch 3, which I think is the old Silkworm model of launching missiles. Anyway, Orlan. I'm going to tell Orlan 10 and Orlan 4 to stand by. These guys, I think, are empty. So that makes them not that dangerous, and I can for now ignore them. There is here also a group of American ships For now, they're neutral. Whether that persists, I have no idea. 7156, hostile missile. Yeah, it's just 12 incoming missiles. Nice. That ought to be fun. As for my missiles, we're about to strike, and these things are fast. 1670 knots. I just hope that they're not all going to target the same Kinda. Looks like they're decently spread out. This Kinda should at this point be aware and start shooting back. But they're jammed, which will make it more difficult. Oh, please don't go for the chaff. The chaff. You're going for the chaff. You going for the chaff? Not for now. Good man. I think that's the Kinda that already had its radar damaged, because they're not actually using any weapon. Hit. It's probably them gone. Come on. Hit. Still got a couple more going for the other Kinda. One Kinda toast. They intercepted it. Two more options here. Intercepted. Go on. No! They got all of them. Disappointing. Not to worry, we have more. Where is the other ship? There, the tributes. How many do I send? I have 8. Oh, hold on, you're not the type of ship I'm looking for. Crap. Okay. Never mind that. I could use the Variag. I can send a couple shipwrecks at it, which ought to work. I can also send a couple of switchblades, but they're only 70-mile missiles, so they don't have the range. It's the Harpoonski, aka the Soviet version of the Harpoon. If I'm gonna shoot my missiles at anything, I probably want to do it at the Garcia, the Belknap, and the Adams. As long as I have a direct line to them. Because if there's an island in the way, that will not work. I think there's no island in the way. Alright, Orlan 10, I'm going to spread you out, disband the formation, keep your course. These helos are the least of my worries right about now. They're just annoying. And they're carrying torpedoes and an ASW loadout. Like, why are you even here? Why bother showing up? Alright, Orlan 1-1. Engage the second column. 1. Can you guide all of them? 2. 3. Go on. Need the other guy. It's Orlan 10. To be attacking the left column. 1. 2. 3. I suspect you only have 2 channels. Yeah, you only got 2 channels on your air search. So you can only guide 2 missiles in. That's unfortunate. Orlan 4 split up. Need the other Orlan bird also to carry on. Why are we joining Orlan 4 and 9? Bit of a weird choice, but okay. And start shooting those Tomahawks down. At this point, we're probably still not launching new birds, because we're still retrieving Condor 1. Yeah, Condor 5 is standing by, eager to launch, but they can't actually go there yet. Flight deck is a little busy. Any subsurface nonsense? Not there. Not here that we know of. Okay. Turn on your air search. And guide 1 and 2. And you are going to also guide the other missiles in. Orlan 4. Air search on. 1 and 2. Okay, bit of a mobile defense. Let's see if that works. In the meanwhile, The Kinda still has to get dealt with. My aircraft carrier can launch missiles. But I'm not sure if she can retrieve and launch missiles at the same time. Let's just send it. I'm going to send 6. I don't want to send all of it. I think that would be overkill. The question is, will she? Because she's also performing air operations. And that is air operations both in the sense of retrieval and preparing to launch. So this part of the flight deck might not want to launch a missile right about now, for risk of blowing up one of the own jets. Okay, we're going to intercept the first missiles here if everything works out. Tomahawks are getting jammed. Hit, hit. Okay. That means that you... No, you are no longer guiding a missile. Go for this one. You're still guiding, but you're out. It's unfortunate that I can't really take direct action against those sea sprites, but then again, I think the harpoons, sorry, the tomahawks are much higher on the spectrum of needing to get shot down first. Let's make some of these icons disappear. The reason why I'm using my aircraft and their missiles against it is because I can easily and extremely cheaply, i.e. free, resupply them. Which is something that you cannot do with the missiles mounted on your ships. They're gone. They're gone. Hit. Intercept it. One away. Not as successful of an attack as the previous one, but hey, it's starting to get cleaned up here. I don't know how many more reloads those bastards have. That's what kind of concerns me. Alright, let's get those missiles out of the sky, at least as many as possible. Intercept a Tomahawk, well done Orlan 10. Orlan 10 is now RTB. Orlan 1-1's RTB, but actually no. I'm gonna have you just do a gun run against the Sea Sprite. Because it can do absolutely nothing in defense. Shuka 2, nicely laying sonobuoys. They don't care about anything else. Just lay sonobuoys. Intercept it. And 2 more? Yep. Yep. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 missiles still inbound. Nice. Engaging 7084. That means that we're going to have Orlan 4 going home, because they're empty. Orlan 10 going home. Orlan 9 still standing by with a missile. Are you really? Let's go use that. Sea Sprite hunting. Gotcha. Alright, that's one. We're going to immediately acquire the other one. Because it's get one, buy, or what? It's buy one, get one free. There it is. Good morning. How would you like to take an early bath? They wouldn't? Huh. How about that? Pilot missed. Go around, try again. Orlan 9. Did you intercept? You did. Well done. Change course, come around, go kill him again. How many more missiles are we going to have to send this way? We probably can't shoot them yet. They might be too low. Target too far. Yeah, that. Alright, I'm going to shoot these missiles down. I'm going to wait for some of these birds to get retrieved and then prepare to take off with more birds so we can start doing some more seed runs against the island. So apparently those anti-ship missile sites of theirs, they can reload, and they can reload, and they can reload, and they can reload again. Because once again, we got 12 Tomahawks coming our way. This is starting to get old pretty fast, and I need to get rid of them. So, if you want to get rid of these sites, but you can't see them, the way I see it, I have a few options. I need to eliminate the units that are currently seeing me, or I need to eliminate the thing that's actually shooting me. Option 2 is very unlikely with all of those various radar systems about. So, option 1 is take out the Tu-95, because I suspect that that is currently the aggressor here. Well, maybe not the aggressor in the sense that it's doing the shooting, but it's definitely telling people exactly where we are. So my plan here is to have this thing eventually go down. Thankfully, we are finally getting to the final bit of recovering some of our aircraft. It's taken a little longer than I'd hoped, but okay. Still no sign of the submarines yet. So we might still need to come out the rest of the zone, which will force us awfully close to Malta. Not quite where I would like to be. Also, the Kinda's still there. It sent all of its anti-ship missiles at me, so, you know, it's mostly harmless, but it is kind of guarding the approach to the Tu-95. That is a reason why I would want to eliminate it. I think the carrier's still thinking about it, but they're still performing air ops, so they can't actually go on the offensive. Look at the amount of grissoms that this thing carries. Very short range, but it carries 512 of them. Gauntlets is a little better. Ideally, though, I'd still send up a fighter wing to deal with all of these. But, you know, with all these birds still getting recovered, it's going to take me a while before those aircraft will actually be up. Yeah, let's go to air-to-air heavy. Just give me a full flight of 4. Launch them as quickly as you can. Those seed birds are nice to have, but not a priority right now. My priority right now is very much getting those fighters up and start decimating the amount of Tomahawks coming at me. Especially if they can keep doing this. This is going to get tedious. My missiles on the ships will run out. My missiles on the aircraft won't. But I do need to do something about this. And another radar site dies. That was 7031, which was a TPS-27 radar. Now, these apparently have some pretty good range, 248 miles. Seems a little bit like a search radar, not really necessarily guiding anything onto a target. Of course, not really going to be that problematic when you're looking at surface radar. However, against aircraft, I need this thing to go. I have thus taken out most of their radars, at least from what I was able to find. We still got the SA-7, but I'm not seeing any radars. There's no active radar signatures at the moment. So that means nothing to shoot at. So, with the skies a little safer, I'm preparing another strike from the Leningrad. This time around, she's going to send up a flight of 4 of her birds, MiG-23 AM floggers, loaded out with a couple of anti-ship missiles, so we can take out the last of the Kindas. In the meanwhile, I'm going to have the Leningrad stop just defending and start going on offense. We're going to send out the shipwrecks. So it's going to be salvo 4, 4, 4. Keep in mind, these guys are already getting jammed. And on top of that, they have already been prepped. They too have been on the receiving end of some seed strikes. Doesn't necessarily mean that all of their radars are offline, but some of them not functioning as good as they used to. You can see that the Brumby over here, Garcia class, has already scorched quite a bit of the ship. So she shouldn't be that... well, she shouldn't be that hard of a target to kill. As for her AA options... does she even have any AA options? No. She doesn't. Adams, however, is definitely capable of defending itself, and so is the Belknap. Belknap has... sorry, this is the Adams. With the Standard Missile 2 medium range, Block 2. I very much appreciate them not getting into range of the Harpoon. And of course the Belknap with those extremely long range launchers, a bit more of a problem. For now though, they're just going to be jammed. They're already having their radars massacred, or at least damaged. And I have a pretty good chance of landing some hits with these SSN-19s. I'm kind of disappointed about how Leningrad is unable to launch and retrieve at the same time. The way I think about it is you got this plane landing, you taxi it back, you park it on that elevator over there, and you take it down. It's not what the game does. This is like the I'm going down elevator, and this is the I'm coming up elevator. Which means that as this flight deck is in active operation, and there's another aircraft already landing up, or lining up to land, this one, which is preparing to take off, has to go all the way there. It just doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. I don't really like the way that that's going. But okay, so be it. Now, we should have a lot of missiles going out towards these various targets. I'm not sure whether they're all targeting this thing. But they're probably wingmanning each other. At least I rather hope so. Look at that flight. We boys are gonna mess up somebody's day. And it's not gonna be good. Alright, how are we doing with those anti-ship missile launchers? I'm tempted to go in with a flight, try and see if I can find it, and promptly put it out of commission. What sort of strike options do I have with Leningrad? Because I can do a strike loadout, which will give me a couple of Fab 500s. That ought to be sufficient. The challenge is going to be, can I find them? And that I'm not sure of. I can also go close air, which will give me rocket pods. I don't really think I can properly make that happen. Seed's going to give you kilter, strike precisions, kedge. Anti-ship is kayaks. Don't I have any cluster bombs? That's ASW. That's a bunch of helos. Helos might actually get there, but I think a flogger is a slightly better option right now. So let's send a full strike wing, 4 birds, I'll split them up and assign them their different targets. We're going to have to use the radar on the aircraft itself in order to guide these aircraft onto their target, because right now I simply don't have a clue where they are. So we'll just have to assume that they're closely positioned to the shore, turn on the radar when we get there, spot them and start bombing them into submission. Look at this, this is gorgeous. This whole line of missiles. This is going to do some unholy levels of damage. Let's skip ahead to that part, shall we? Because outside of that, there's not too much happening. Supposedly, there are submarines in these... Oh, brother. Oh, no, 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 no. No. These things have decided to start thinking for themselves. They're going into business to take out everything that they happen to find. Is it neutral? Is it hostile? I don't care. We're just going to start targeting shit. Which means that 7035 is going to have probably about 15 seconds to abandon ship before there's no longer a ship to abandon. I don't know what this thing is, but it's doing a mere 8 knots. It's been steady on a course. I think we're going to waste a lot of missiles here. Why is this happening? I told them exactly where to go. I told them what to hit. And here they are murdering innocent merchants. Unless there suddenly happens to be an aircraft carrier on the other side of that, but... I kind of doubt that. Oh, it's a passenger liner on top of that. Okay, sorry. My missiles started doing some funky things. Here's another one. 6 knots. Why are they suddenly targeting something else? Can we just not? Because this makes no sense. I had this whole attack lined up on the Adams, the Belknap, and the Garcia, and now this. Oh well. Software error. We'll just blame it on a software glitch of some sort. We have hit 7037. The liner is no longer there. What is 7037 even? Merchant of some sort. I wonder if this one's actually going to hit the Kinda. Kinda is still blinded. It looks like this one's going to have a pretty decent chance. Here come some missiles. No, you're going for chaff. You are also going for chaff. Which means that they still might go for the Garcia. If they're not going to get shot out of the sky. They're all getting fooled. And they're probably going for a... Oh god. Oops. That's a neutral. USS Mississippi. Oh dear. We hit absolute... Oh, we did hit the Belknap at least. Are you gonna actually strike a neutral American warship? Oh, we did hit the Kinder. Didn't we? No. Yeah, we did. We did. Okay, at least that means we can use that strike wing for something else. If they're eventually gonna take off. Oh, if you want to provoke the Americans, best way to do it is to send an anti-ship missile against a cruiser of theirs. I have no idea what's gonna happen next. Because this was not part of the plan. This thing was supposed to hit them. And, well, it got fooled by chaff, decided to go look for a different target, and here we are. At least they're not getting jammed, are they? Yes, they're getting jammed. Oh, they got it. Well done to the Americans. Whew. That would have been a bit of a bad play there. There's still got an F-15 patrolling here too. Also, anybody seen a submarine? Because I sure haven't. Look at how many submarines, or how many sonobuoys I've dropped, and still nothing. What a waste. Speaking of waste, the one thing that I was hoping to kill hasn't died yet. Yeah, this mission is gonna take me a lot longer. So thank you for watching this part. The next part, we're going to actually strike the island. We're going to potentially strike out against these ships here. And we're gonna have a see if we can find the submarines, because that needs to happen too. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon for the next part. Unless you remember, in that case, the channel already has the video you're looking for. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon for more.